Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. We are now doing the daily collective read for today, Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. Happy New Year. What do the cards have in store for us today? Let's find out. Can I please get 5 cards to start? Can I please get 2 more? Thank you. Can I please get 3 more? Thank you. Whoop, and there's the rest of them. Perfect. So what I'm seeing right now coming through in the cards is, particularly for feminine energy right now, there's going to feel a little bit of a lag today around particularly the home. And I think that this is really interesting considering the daily card that we pulled today was the 9 of Pentacles. So this says that there is a renewed interest and investment in the home, because for feminine energy right now, there's something about your home and environment that's feeling less than stable. Now for masculine, this is going to be looking at a feminine energy potentially around you that is, you're feeling is less than stable and is not creating that stability or security for you. Bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. Now, I do see here that this is a day that there's going to be a lot of desire to try to get things moving, to try to get things in a place where you feel that something is happening, particularly with this Ace of Wands reversed. And what this is really saying is that there is some areas in like your environment right now that you're really looking to make some changes. And you're also looking right now to see how you can ground some of your inspirational energy, how you can really bring it into the 5D, how you can take some of that creativity and bring that passion and joy into reality. I'm seeing here for feminine today, it's going to be feeling a bit rough, particularly because we don't have just one card of feminine in its reversal right now. We've got 2 cards with feminine in its reversal. And so this is feminine feeling both unstable and ungrounded, and also a bit emotionally overwhelmed and exhausted. And I feel that all of this is from them trying so hard to bring their creativity and their plans into the reality that they find themselves in. Now for masculine, this is really going to feel like the feminine energy around you today is just feeling very unstable in terms of their finances, in terms of their security, and that is also causing them to feel overwhelmed. And it could be hard as it relates to communication today. Now, I am going to say here that even though the start of this week is looking a bit rough as it relates to these cards, I do see that by Thursday, so rounding out by like the 4th or 5th day of the week, there's going to be some successes occurring. There's going to be a shift that happens, particularly because we don't have one Ace card here, we've got 2. And this says to me that something that you are trying to do or something you've been trying to materialize is going to have this victorious moment. It's just not necessarily potentially happening exactly at this day, like on this day. It might be later today or even later this week. And whatever this is, I do feel like it is going to bring you a lot more success. It's going to bring you a lot more optics. It's going to make you feel seen and appreciated, as indicated by the 6 of Wands. So we're starting the day, we're starting the energy a little bit low, right? We're starting the week low, particularly if you're in feminine energy, but we're ending it with this high point or this success. Let's drill down to see if we can get some clarity between these cards. Clarifying right now between this Ace of Wands, so this need or this desire to ground some passion or some plan into the material, and feeling a little ungrounded and stable as you do this, especially if you connect to feminine energy, bearing in mind that this isn't based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For masculines, this is going to feel like wanting to drive your passion home, wanting to materialize something, but feeling like feminine is not in a place to really be of assistance in doing this. Happy New Year, guys. Can I get 1 card to clarify, please? 1 card to clarify. There it is. We've got 9 of Wands, so the energy is feeling very blocked, very guarded, very uncertain. So keep in mind that if anybody is feeling a little unstable or they're not communicating right now, it's coming from a place of anxiety and fear, not necessarily one of anger or resentment or hostility. These are wounds that need to be addressed, that are looking to be fixed, and that is why you're feeling this anxiety. That is why you're feeling so protective right now. And we're seeing, particularly for the feminine, there is this need to try to protect your energy. And this is keeping you a little bit walled in, a little bit kind of hermiting up, if you will, as you try to nurse these wounds. Might not be the best way forward, because some of this can start to feel a little isolating, but this is at least explains where we find the feminine energy, and also just the energy in the whole. This can also describe how masculine energy is feeling a bit walled off because feminine is in this place of instability that's making it difficult to really ground their desires or their communication. Getting clarity right now between this Ace of Wands and this Queen of Cups. So again, the need or the desire to want to communicate, to want to have something happen, but also feeling, particularly if this is the feminine energy, this instability point, this frustration point that is not allowing you to be able to communicate or express your emotions as well as you could desire to. For masculine, it is feeling like this desire to want to move forward towards feminine with passion, but feeling like feminine is not in an emotional place to do so. Can I please get one card to clarify? We're seeing transformation energy, which I am not opposed to seeing. This is actually very good energy. We saw this energy in the cards last week. I'm glad to see this transformation is occurring. So even though there is this emotional instability that we're experiencing right now as it relates to the energy, there is the desire to transform this energy into something that is more passionate, more project driven, more actually bringing this passion into reality, even with feminine not necessarily being in the most emotionally stable place right now, or masculine feeling like feminine is in the most emotional stable place right now to make that a reality. However, we are going to get some clarity between this Queen of Cups energy reverse. So again, this emotional stability, instability, this inability to express or communicate, or feeling overwhelmed with your emotions, particularly if you're aligned to feminine energy. If you're a masculine, this is feeling like your feminine is overwhelmed with emotions and it's making you hard to connect with them, but still seeing some success here, finding some success that you feel that you can move forward on here. Getting one card to clarify between these 2 points right now is, we've got 2 cards coming up. Conflict and trying to heal the toxicity in a situation or circumstance. So there's something right now about this fighting off of these more toxic elements, this desire to improve something, and fighting with oneself. Feminine is fighting with oneself to try to remove some of this negative energy from their life, some of these negative connections. For masculine, it's also trying to look at the feminine and feeling this desire, feeling this connection, not being able to fight it off, but also battling oneself because that desire is there, because that need is there. So this has got feminine in a low energy, and this has got masculine kind of moving forward in more of an argumentative sphere. So it's just something to keep in mind right now. This is probably where we're seeing some of this low energy coming from. We are going to continue. So getting clarity right now between this Ace of Swords energy. So this desire or this need to have some success. And we're seeing this more during the tail end of the week, and being seen, being appreciated, being recognized for what you're doing and what you're trying to do. Can I please get one card to clarify? Whoop, there it is. I saw it and it's good. The bonds that are positive, the bonds that are creating happy connections with you, anything that is creating this relationality and this strong movement forward, this power that you're able to find in the connections right now that are for you, as opposed to the ones that may be more toxic, that cause more arguments, that cause more conflict in your life. So by the tail end of the week, I see you guys turning towards those energies that are going to be more supportive instead of the ones that are harmful. Love that for us. Now, Drilling down again to get more clarity on today, getting clarification between the Nine of Wands. So this feeling of feeling guarded, feeling anxious, unsure what to do, unsure how to move forward, feeling very protective of your energy, but also understanding that there is some kind of large change coming, this big shift, this big transformative energy that's been happening in your collective energy. Can I please get one card? Feminine is not in a great place right now. I'm just going to point this out because we've got 3 cards today. All the feminine energy is in its reversal. So especially for feminine, this is feeling that you are off your alignment, that you're not spiritually centered, that you're not spiritually grounded. For masculine, this is going to feel like you're feeling very guarded and you're looking for a change because you feel like this feminine is not operating from a high spiritual place. And this is in return leaving you feeling very disconnected from that higher spiritual knowledge as well, because for a lot of the masculine energy, the feminine creates that connectivity point that allows them to get more in tune with their own femininity and their own spirituality. Getting clarity right now in terms of this transformational energy, this desire to shift, and this more toxic, bad habits, bad modes of thought, bad vices, fighting against these. That's what this transformation is, trying to break out of some of these more toxic cycles or toxic habits or toxic relationships. Can I please get one card to clarify? We've got 2 cards here, and they're beautiful cards, because what this really says is trying to remove yourself from those connections that are not serving your highest good in order to welcome in the ones that are going to create these better partnerships, these deeper relationships, these stronger bonds. The need right now to create the strong bond with someone else is very high. And this is what's allowing you to look at some of the relationships that need to change in your life, and you're fighting against them because you are understanding that something about these bad habits is blocking your ability to form deep partnerships. And this is what you're trying to free yourself of. Love that energy there. Getting clarity right now again between trying to break out of these bad habits, these bad vices, these bad relationships that are causing conflict in your life or disharmony, and moving into the ones that are built on building a legacy, on creating deeper relationships, on strengthening bonds. Can I please get one card to clarify? Please, one card to clarify. Just one card, please. Can I please get 111 people in the room? Thank you guys so much for the likes, the shares, and the follows. Finally, we've got a feminine energy coming up in its upright. So there's a lot of shifts happening this week, particularly around the feminine energy. Feminine energy is using this lesson right now around these bad habits and these bad circumstances that they're picking up on and they're fighting against, and wanting to create these deeper bonds by putting up boundaries. And for masculine, this is going to feel like feminine is basically putting up boundaries that is potentially blocking you from being able to move forward on some of those, bad habits, those bad vices, and wanting to kind of build that connection again with feminine, trying to build that deeper connection again, but also feeling like feminine is, again, overly emotional right now, potentially feeling insecure and putting up a lot of walls and boundaries that are potentially blocking you from being able to connect with them the way that you would hope. Continuing to drill down and get clarity for today's daily reading, getting clarity right now between this high priestess energy right now. So feminine not necessarily feeling in like their best spiritual alignment, but also this need or this desire to move into better partnerships and freeing yourself of the things that are not serving you. For masculine, this is also interpreting as feeling like the feminine is not spiritually grounded right now and wanting to free yourself so that you can, create these boundaries, allowing yourself to kind of reach that higher spiritual level. Can I please get one card to clarify? We've got 2 cards transverse, which is very interesting, which is the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. So for many, this is an inability to move forward. This is a desire not to look on to new options or opportunities, but rather to try to stay where you are, to try to correct or fix some of these situations to bring you into higher union, understanding that it's really getting the feminine kind of back in this spiritual alignment that is going to help this right now. Getting clarity between, again, freeing yourself from painful situations or circumstances to help bring you into better union, getting those lessons here. And also this feminine energy of boundaries being set, and feminine creating boundaries to prevent some of that more toxic energy in. Masculine feeling like their feminine is kind of in this guarded place right now. Can I please get one card to clarify? One card, please. Time. Time is the great equalizer here. Being patient, allowing things to grow in the time that they need to grow, allowing yourself to grow in the time that needs to grow, understanding that not everything is going to change or shift overnight. This is also clarifying why this energy isn't moving anywhere right now, because it kind of sees what it wants. It's just trying to be patient and wait for it. Final clarification right now between, again, this idea of staying in place, holding where you are, not wanting to see some things come to rest, but really just kind of keeping something alive because you don't want to move on and because you want to give it energy again, and willing yourself to be patient as you go through this. Can I please get one card to clarify? The final card for today is Seven of Cups, which is really holding the space but looking around at your options. So it's very interesting, because while there is something in your life right now that you're not willing to walk away from, you are exploring every avenue and every option within that certain thing. Bearing in mind that this is a situation where you're kind of saying to yourself, I don't want to leave this, but whatever I'm doing isn't working, so I need to figure out some new alternatives in order of how to move forward. And giving yourself that time and space as you do so to say, this is what I want, but I need to explore every option, because the options that I'm doing, maybe potentially they weren't working for you, or they weren't serving your best interest, or they weren't serving your highest self, or maybe they were more toxic communications that you were looking to correct with that transformational energy that we saw with the Devil and the Death card being in combination. Bottom of the deck right now on today's daily read is Ace of Cups in reversal. Guys, we've got 3 of the 4 aces out today. So what this is really saying is the need today for self-care is key. I know that there's a lot of attention, particularly in the feminine energy right now, or masculine looking towards the feminine energy. But this is just a reminder right now that to take care of your own self and your own person is going to be tremendously helpful in this situation. Make sure that you're putting on your oxygen mask before you go help someone else right now, because I do feel like this energy is, and especially if you align to feminine energy, because we are seeing that feminine energy is in a deficit today as it relates to how they're feeling and what they're going after. Well, that's it for today's reading. Just a reminder, if you want to book a private reading with me, you can book a private reading on my website, Strega.com. Please keep in mind, booking a private reading is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. If you don't do both, we can't have the reading. Also keep in mind that if you are a subscriber to my TikTok channel, you can take 10% off any of my services when you go to book that reading. Just make sure to mention your TikTok subscriber handle when you go to pay. I just want to thank all of you for being here with me for this beautiful reading. I hope you guys have a good day, and we will talk again soon.